West, y'all.
Mr. Peach, welcome. Welcome to the Back on 135, brother.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Nah, man, it's a pleasure to have you on, man.
Cheers.
Yes, I mean. So, I just want to start by, you've had a busy first half of the year already. You went overseas to Manchester for David Light's fight.
Yeah, man, it's been crazy, to be honest. We got shitloads going on. It rolls every week. We're boxing again last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, man, when I first heard of Peach boxing, it would have been maybe a couple of years ago with Jerome, and he was coming up. After Jerome was David Light. Do you think you're one of the upcoming like boxing gyms in the country? Yeah, with all these fighters that are winning bouts, Miyamoto, in the women's.
Yeah, I think we've dominated the country quite easily now. I think we're trying to be worldwide now. Like, we've got 4 guys in the top 15 in the world.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's ever been done here. I don't think you'll struggle to find anyone this side of the world to do it, to be honest. So it's going pretty good.
And you guys, am I right to say it was a couple of years? It's been maybe 2 or 3 years that you've built this?
No, we've had it since, it's been about 10 years. So we used to be on a deck in Sunnyvale, like this little leaning over deck, and then we moved to Henderson Valley and had a little 1-car garage and a little carport. We were there for a bit, and then we built a gym there, and then we moved to where we are now, and we built a bigger gym. So it's just been a progression. Yeah, and I've had like Jerome for probably 6 years.
Yeah.
We've taken it pretty seriously for about 5 years, I say. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow, that's cool, man. Dude,
just grows.
like, you know, me saying that, and you, when you think about how you guys came up, is it like something that was a dream that's come true, or something that you envisioned back in the days when you were younger, and
Not
thinking
really,
you're gonna
bro.
build where you're gonna build? Because you've got a lot of fighters, like you said, you have 4 guys, or 4 fighters that are, you know, up there with titles and that. Like, is there anything that you thought that will happen?
Nah, it didn't really come about. I was a fighter, so I fought for quite a long time, and then that kind of finished. And then my brother was a fighter, and to be honest, I was an alcoholic, like a bad alcoholic, when I finished fighting, and I gave up the piss about 6 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And that was kind of the change. And then I needed something to do, and I really put my shit into boxing, my time into boxing, and yeah, it's kind of just grown. It's just escalated. It hasn't been like, oh, we're going to try and do this. It's just kind of got out of control. It's choice, but fills up absolutely all my time now. Yeah.
You know, when you say out of control, what exactly, how you think it came out of control? Like, because I think, is it like you're a guy that just loves the sport of boxing, and you had this idea of just start this gym and get fighters, and the next minute just out of nowhere just built by itself, or organically?
No,
or?
I mean, I'm pretty driven, and I only want, like, my things, we want world titles, and I'm not there to compete. Like, I've got sort of like 12 guys I train myself and with my brother, and they go hard, man, and like all their goals is to be world champions. And I've got 1 world title, that's Mia, and we've got 4 that are getting close. David just dropped out of his title, but yeah. So I think we're just driven. That's the goals, and I'm kind of just determined to get that. And I think.
So who are the 4 fighters that you mentioned?
So I got Jerome Pampelone. He's number 8 in the world. I've got Andrei Mikhailovich, the Russian. He's number 5. I've got Mia, who just won the world title. And I got David Light, but David Light just had a head injury. We just went to Manchester and fought, and he lost the world title fight there, and he's just had a brain clot, and he's not very well, so he won't be fighting anymore. But
he's
a shame. Yeah.
Is he retired? Is he?
Well, he's sick. He's not well. Yeah.
That was a bit of a brutal fight, because that lasted all 12 rounds.
Oh, it was brutal, man.
And
I think,
it was good that he didn't even fall. You know, he stood his ground in that.
Yeah, but now he's got complications. It's a sad sport we're in. That sometimes this happens, you know. And he's just got discharged from hospital, but he had a small stroke, and brain clot. So it makes it pretty real what we're doing.
Oh wow.
But
Was that pretty obvious when you guys came back from?
no,
New
so it came
Zealand?
back good.
Oh,
It came back good,
Manchester.
and then it started little signs like
Yeah.
forgetfulness, weird stuff. So we got him checked, and they just kept discharging him with concussion and saying he had an ear infection and stuff like that.
Oh damn.
And then they went deeper into it, and they found 3 little bleeds.
Oh,
And
wow.
they took a bleed out, and he had a stroke. So hasn't been good for him, but
Oh,
he,
shucks.
he could make a full recovery, but I won't fight him again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad. Eh?
And just said,
Yeah. Because man, I remember the build up to that fight, and I saw it on the internet and stuff.
yeah.
And he had a lot going for him, man. Like,
Yeah, hard out, man. I mean, that was a big deal, man. That was for the championship of the world. It doesn't get any bigger than that. That was in Manchester.
and that was cruiserweight.
That was cruiserweight.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty out of it experience, to be honest. Going there, and I mean, we didn't know what to expect. Just
Yeah.
it was just me, my brother, and him just turned up in Manchester, and it's just media and just it's crazy, man, how they do it. There's
Yeah.
just news channels and podcasts and all sorts of stuff just in your face 24/7.
Oh, true. So,
amazing.
so the first time you experienced that kind
Yeah,
of
of that size,
international
yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've had some big fights. I've been to America and that, but this was different. This was massive.
Yeah. Shucks. So, man, because there was a bit of drama with the organization of that fight. Like, it was supposed to be somewhere in.
Yeah. It got
Somewhere else,
changed
eh?
a few times. Yeah,
It was supposed to be Morocco.
it's
or
meant to be in
something, was it?
Glasgow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's boxing, man. It changes all the time.
Because what wasn't Hearn part of the whole?
Oh,
Because he's
yeah.
their manager. He's
No, Eddie Hearn
Lawrence's manager.
He was, but then
Oh.
Lawrence sacked him and got another one, so that's where the complications came.
Oh,
So
really?
he's with Boxer now, the opposition. Yeah.
Oh. Is that because of the to and fro with it's gonna be here, it's gonna be there?
No, it's just promoters. All promoters hate each other, and all promoters it's part of the game.
Yeah. Because I just want to understand the relationship between gyms and promoters. So for your own experience having pitch boxing and then having fighters that go to fight these championship matches. When is like the first time a promoter comes into the scene and you start having contact with one?
I'll promote my guys until they're good enough that I think they're good enough to go to the world stage, and then I'll contact a promoter, or they'll contact me and say, "Who's this guy?" And you start looking at signing them on. I've got Jerome, Mia, and Russian with Dean Lonergan at the moment. I had David with Matt Rose. I've got Kiki Latelli. He's looking for a promoter now. So it's kind of, but you don't want to sort of give your guys to a promoter if they're not good enough either, because the promoter's going to be like, "Bro, you just said this guy was good," you know. So you got to be. I kind of got to do the groundwork to make sure they're good enough to almost ship them off to get the better money for the promoters.
All right. So the promoters just see these fighters through the internet or something, and then they approach the gym. Then is that how it works?
No, well, you get a relationship. So I got relationships with these promoters
Right.
now, because the first time's hard, but once you're in, you know the guys, and I can ring them up and say, "Fuck, I got this guy. He's good, man. You've got to look at this guy." But they have to be good, because if I do that to every fighter and they start not being good, they're like, "That guy's full of shit." You know, so you got to make sure your guys are good. Just like because promoters just want good guys to make money. Promoters are there to make money. They're not there to be your friends. Or most promoters are pretty hard, nasty dudes at times.
So who's the top promoters in New Zealand apart from Dean Lonergan?
Well, Dean's the biggest now, because Dean puts on big shows. There's not a lot. Everyone else is small time, really. I do it myself. Like, I put my guys on, do my own shows to build them up to that kind of stage. Matt Rose does No Limit Boxing. He's Australia. He does all of Australia. So
right.
he's pretty big.
Oh, okay, so Australia got the big guy, in New Zealand we got Dean, and
But Dean can do a good job, man. Like, Dean's doing good. He does Fight or Five. He's just come back here full time, and like, Dean put on Jeff Horn versus Manny Pacquiao. That's massive. Like, he's got the potential of putting on massive fights for us. So
yeah.
yeah.
It's interesting to me about promoters, because they get a bad rep, and I think it all started with Don King. The history, he's probably the main guy that
I think
pretty dodgy.
I think promoters. It's an interesting one, man. Like, I've gone through my stages of absolutely hating promoters with a passion, and now I'm deeper into the sport. I kind of understand it and understand what they have to do. And promoters you've got to be a certain type of person to be a good promoter. You've got to be hard, and you've got to not really have too much emotion.
Yeah.
And these guys are like pieces of meat to them, and they can come and go, and you can lose, they just chop you. Like that's their business.
And I think you're right about that, because the personality, so sometimes they can have a personality just to be in front of the camera and to have that
That's the hard asses, man.
charisma also. Because Eddie Hearn, he's like in the front of the camera, he's like, promoting
he's
like
a prick.
He's
an absolute prick.
It's like he's like that's his character, sort of.
Yeah.
You know? But they need to have that character.
Like
I don't know, like entertainer, like Vince McMahon on WWF or something like that. You know.
Yeah.
That kind
But
of
some
thing.
of them, though, I mean, you've got like some of the promoters love to be on the camera. Some of them don't. Some of them you wouldn't know who they are. Like Al Heyman from PBC, the American guy. No one would even know who the hell he is, man. He's a serious gangster.
Yeah.
He doesn't even go to his own shows. I like his style.
Yeah.
But but you got. It's like anything, man. You got to be a certain person to be certain roles in life, and promoters can be assholes.
Yeah.
But you need them. You know, they need us. We need them. So you got to work with them, and you got to try not to get too emotional with them and upset, because they do treat you guys like shit at times.
Yeah.
They don't. You know, it's just $1.
And I think I remember the whole thing between David Tua and Kevin Barry, the whole promotion thing, and how
that was a bit different. No, that was just Kevin ripping David Tua off, man. Kevin was a trusted manager, man. That's different. That's terrible. That's like me ripping one of my fighters off. I'm the managers, so we've got the rights to negotiate their purses and all that sort of stuff, and you're put in a pretty trusted position. And you can see why boxing goes real wrong, because guys in trusted positions fuck people over, and that's what Kevin did.
And I think that's what happened when it got made public. Like all the families of fighters were like worried about managers now and all that kind of stuff. Hey, after that happened to David Tua.
Yeah.
And what is the landscape amongst the manager and the fighters now these days? It seems like after the thing with Kevin Barry and David Tua, there's been a bad rep for managers.
Yeah,
And
I think so, maybe. But I mean, personally, outside I manage all my fighters, and everything's just done on trust. I have no signatures with any of my fighters. Some people think that's silly. Like they get into the top of the world, they could leave me any day. It's like, fucking go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all on love. It's all on trust, and it's we've got respect for each other, and there's no reason to leave. And I think contracts and that are there to be broken, and contracts also. I don't want to train someone that doesn't want to be with me.
Yeah.
So, I think for someone to, if you've got a working relationship, like if you've got a good relationship with your fighters, things are great, right? And you've got that trust and you've built that trust. But if you just come and go, oh, that guy looks like a good manager, you can get fucked over because you don't know who they are, man. Yeah.
Shucks. Yeah. So, and I think you've done that. You've built that relationship because you have your own gym. And the guys have been there, or the fighters that come to your gym, they've been there for a long time.
Yeah.
And you develop that trust along the way. Yeah.
No, it's definitely, I think that's one of our successes, is that everyone's kind of, I mean, everyone has this family environment shit, but everyone is really behind each other. Everyone's got the same goals, so everyone's real tight. Like our boy Kiki Latali fought last night, and like everyone turns up. Doesn't matter, it's fucking late and it's the other way. Everyone's there and everyone's supporting them, and it's pretty cool. Like, everyone's legitimately wants each other to do well. There's no like tall poppy syndrome shit going on. It's it's good.
And how about just casual people coming to the gym? Because how many people come to the gym now? It's pretty busy. Yeah,
I've got I've got about 12 fighters that I do. Me and Bose, my brother, and my wife, we do like 12 fighters, and they're all serious. Like, they're all real serious. And then I've got probably about 40 or 50 others that do like our night classes and that, which they can fight out of there and stuff like that, but it's not quite as serious. Yeah. But the 12 guys that I do earlier on is serious, and if they're not pulling weight or whatever, they're gone. But they do pull weight. And I don't take guys onto that class. Like, to get into that class, you got to really be
serious,
showing something special.
Yeah. So, man, it's the gym at your house, eh?
It's at my house, yeah. It's just up the road, bro.
Yeah.
Coulter Road.
Yeah. Oh, did you get affected by the rain and that?
No, we're on the hill, so
okay, so
we're all right with the floods.
You're right. Yeah. Sweet.
It's more the wind that stuffs us. We've got big trees.
So, how was that trip to Manchester then? Like going over there, overseas, and all that kind of stuff. Because was that the first time you guys went overseas? For a
No,
fight,
so
or?
with David, I've been to America twice.
Oh yeah.
We did 2 big fights in America, which we won,
Mm.
which was cool. Went to Miami. He won. We went to lose that. We knocked the guy out first round, so that was pretty mean. And then we went to Tampa, and we won there, and that got us into going to Manchester.
Oh,
So
right.
basically went to everyone else's back gardens to fight and won, and then got the world title shot.
Yeah.
Manchester was just different, man. That was like, I don't know. They do it really well. They've got like, so if you imagine like you got Sky TV, but they'll like say they'll interview me on Sky TV, and then you're on every hour of the day. So you're sitting there in the bar having breakfast, and there you are. And people are like, there you are, and then an hour later you're on, like, you know what I mean, like. So they're real good at like putting you out there.
Yeah.
So they just repeat on these channels
Oh, right.
and like build the fight up.
Not so much in America, wasn't.
Nah, America's not so much media, but England's just crazy with the media.
Yeah. What's the boxing environment, the fans and that compared to over here?
Oh,
in New
England's
Zealand?
fucking crazy,
Yeah.
man. England's like, they just hate us hard, but they hate their own guys as well.
Aye.
It's just so negative. It's just, fuck, it's hilarious, man. Here's like, people are, I don't know, people might not like you, but they don't fucking say it here. But people say it there. Like, people are just, like, online and shit, people are just so horrible in England. I was just, people like, don't read. So I was like, this is fucking hilarious, man. And they just write just the most horrible shit. And it's just like pages. I think it's Twitter or they do that shit, but that's what they have. And it's just evil, but their own guys as well. Like they just, I don't know. It's not much love, it's more just hate over there. But brings the crowds, I don't know.
Yeah. I think it does, that kind of stuff. It hypes everyone up.
And the media are real hard. Like everyone's just real hard. I'd hate to be a sportsman that lived in England. Like you just get bad press all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Part of me thinks that kind of culture is good for sport.
Yeah.
Because it makes people hyped for the game. Makes people hyped for the event. Like,
Yeah.
when you see it in UFC when they have those interviews and they hype it up and they do the trash talking.
I think the fans are way more passionate, and I like that. Like you see it in soccer and shit in England. Like just the fans in general, like they want to kill the other fans. Like it's kind of cool. And I think we're too placid here.
Yeah.
I think when we're going into fight, I think another thing that sort of says it's like we are real passionate when we're at pitch boxing, and like they want we're gonna do whatever it takes to win that fight, and but a lot of gyms are kind of like, let's go, let's see how we go. Fuck that attitude, man. It's so soft.
Yeah.
And I think New Zealand has got soft attitude in a lot of things. I think they harden the fuck up.
But I think that sort of attitude, the fans' attitude, what you saw in England of the fans, how passionate they are, how fanatical they are about boxing, it brings the money in. You know, they spend money. I mean,
but it's from the boxers all the way through to the fans, and it's in sport in general over there. People are just passionate about what they're doing. People are, I don't know.
But I think it's cultivated, because of the culture, because they built up this culture of sport that you actually hate the other team.
Yeah.
So much that you want to actually have a fight.
But you should. Like I say to my gym, like we don't have gyms. We don't have. I'm really fucking against it. Like you see all these gyms have this inter-gym sparring on a Saturday. Get the fuck out of here. Like we're not going to spar another gym and be nice.
Yeah.
Like people come in to spar because we need them or they want sparring. It's fucking hard, man. My guy's going to kill you if you're not up to it. And it's like, I don't know. We've always got pitch boxing versus the world, man. Fuck everyone else. Like that's not trying to be rude. That's the attitude you got to have to be the best. And this friendly, let's all play together shit just doesn't work.
But it doesn't work because of the rest of the world. I mean,
it might be all nice and that, but you ain't going to go nowhere.
Yeah,
and it doesn't mean you have to be that person outside of it. But once you're in doing your business, that it's business, man.
Yeah.
I'm real hard on that. I think it's so important to have the attitude. People like you see kids sport and there shouldn't be results, and fuck off. Like kids should lose, man, and win and learn those emotions and be passionate from a young age and be hungry to go to win and cry when they lose and all that shit.
Yeah, because I heard about the no scoring in
It's
soccer
just
games
shit.
and that.
The whole
you know?
thing's just shit, and it's teaching us to be a weak country if that's the case, and we ain't going to be good at anything if that's the case.
Yeah, no, I believe that. I believe that. You know, all that kind of stuff. When was the first time you felt this was happening around?
What do you mean?
Like, you know, when you first thought, you know, we have these thoughts of being soft, you know, like not in general, but you know, it's just certain things you have to go hard, right? You have to go hard in certain things because that's how you learn the most, and especially if you're a kid, because that's how you learn to survive in the real world. Because the real world is not gonna meet you halfway, you know. So
I think one of my strengths as a coach is that I'm real passionate and real kind of determined, and I'm loud and I'm a doer. Like I'll lead by example, and I think I can filter that down to my team by them kind of grabbing my energy and being like that as well, and I expect it from all of them. And my biggest thing is not being scared of losing. So many people don't do shit because they're scared of losing. I always repeat myself on it because it's you're hurting your feelings, right? It's this fucking don't want to hurt your feelings society. Everyone, are you okay shit? And it's like, you know what? Put yourself in a position where you're going to be broken, man. You put yourself in a position where you're going to lose. Like we went to Manchester, we lost. David Light's in a fucking terrible way. But he put himself in that position because he had the biggest balls in the world to go there. And yeah, it didn't work out. And yeah, he's seriously sick. But it's like, you got to put yourself, that's living, man. But so many people are too scared to put themselves in that position where failure is definitely a real possibility. So you know the feelings that are going to come with that failure, so you don't go there, right? And my thing with our guys is, fuck that, man. Let's go. We're ready. We're ready to lose. We're ready to hurt. We're ready to fail. But we may just not. You know what I mean? Because you can't succeed without putting yourself in that zone.
yeah,
And fighters are pussies, man. There's so many that are pussies that won't fight guys because they're scared of losing and egos and all that shit. It's like, fuck that. Let's go. We want to be the best. We fight the best. And it is working out.
because I always thought the sport of boxing or any kind of combat sports, you know, is the hardest thing a human being can actually do, because you're by yourself. You know, you're in the ring with someone else, and there's gonna be a winner and there's gonna be a loser, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna be beaten up or you're not, or you are gonna get beaten up, you know. And to win a boxing match, you'll get to the highest high you've ever felt before, you know, and that's a high that's probably not, you can't experience in any other sport, I guess. I just assume.
100%.
On the flip side of that, when you lose, you're gonna be the lowest of any loss in any sport.
And that's what I'm saying.
And so there's two extremes there. There's two extremes in the sport. So to even experience winning and losing, forget about winning and losing. You're experiencing the most high of two extremes. And for a person's mental and the person's physicality of experiencing that high and low, like to come out of that and going off and doing it again, you know, you've overcome something that's so big that a lot of people won't understand.
People don't understand it, man, and it is a fucking scary thing to be able to go as low as you can go with the amount of time and effort and shit you put into this, and then for something not to go right, it's fucking horrible. It's devastating. But I think the biggest thing is when that happens is actually having like what we've built at Peach Boxing, which is a real tight-knit group. So when someone does fail, they've got guys that will jump on them and pull them out of that hole because that hole's big. That's deep, and that's the hole that everyone's scared to do, so they don't do it, right? But to be okay with going into that hole or potentially going into that hole, you got to have people to pull you out of that hole because you won't get out otherwise, because the hurt is bad, but the highs are huge. So you're exactly what you said, it's 100% right. And you can't buy the highs you get out of this game, and there's nothing better than I've ever experienced in my life. But yeah, the lows really hurt. So yeah, I think with like people say with all the talk like, oh yeah, you got to harden up and blah blah blah. It's not. We're absolutely for mental health and that, but our way of doing mental health is if you get into that hole, we're there to pull you out. That's, you know what I mean. But don't be scared to go to that hole, because that's life, man. Feelings and emotions and. Life ain't fair. You know, it's like I want my kids to lose and cry after rugby, and then the next week they win and they experience. That's normal life, right? What are you gonna do? Make everything just okay. And what happens when shit gets hard? They're fucked.
I like how you said how you get, it's the people that back you that pull you out of that hole. in your own experience when you were fighting, like when you experienced those highs and lows, like what did you get out of it in the first experiences you had? Those of that
I
time.
think when I was fighting, it was different. We didn't have the team environment, and it could be at any level too, because everything. It doesn't mean just because these guys are at the top level that their lows are any bigger than the guys that are having their first fight, right? Because it means the same. The guy having his first fight, it means everything to him, right? Just like these guys say. Doesn't really. But I think I didn't have that. I didn't have that team support and that sort of thing. But now, I think I learned a lot about my coaching from what I didn't have, more than I did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Not, I was taught this, or it's more like, you know what, we lack that. I didn't have that. Oh, well alone, fuck. I did go and just get pissed because I wanted to cover up all that shit because I was hurting. I couldn't deal with it or whatever, right?
Mm.
But yeah, so I think I learned a lot from what I didn't have more than what I did have.
Mm. It's kind of like growing up, when you're a kid and you grow up with your parents, and then when you're older as a parent, then you know what to do. That sort of thing.
Yeah, it is. Sucks
no,
getting older.
Know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, man, those principles that you've brought to the gym, like that's cool, man. Like your experiences, because, man, it's almost like for everybody, like you go through these experiences and then you want to give back to whatever you went through, and you just build build something, and that's what you've done with pitch boxing, eh?
Yeah. I think we're just gonna keep building. I don't know where I'm going with it. Nah. Like everyone thinks I've got all these plans, but I don't have plans, man. Like I've tried to open another gym 100 times. I've gone and looked at leases on buildings, and I go, fuck that. It's gonna dilute what I'm doing. I want to concentrate on what you know what I mean. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, man. But I know that I want world champions, and I know what we're doing is working.
So, how do you build a world champions then? Because you've got four fighters that are up there. Like, how does that happen to a guy like you that's had a vision of a boxing gym and going into the sport the way you are? How do you just get four guys? Because that's a lot, and for pitch boxing to be up there in the gyms around New Zealand, like do you pinch yourself when you look back and what you've built, and how does that happen? Like,
I don't know, man. I've got kind of a method of doing it. We've got high expectations. As the years go, the expectations get higher of people. I actually feel sorry for some of the newer pros I've got in that, because looking back, it's like, fuck, these guys are actually better than the guys that I've got that are good now. But my expectations on them are so much higher when these guys were started. You know what I mean? Like it's just part of it. You just get bigger expectations of guys, and that forces it sink or swim. They're either going to get better and push harder, or they're going to leave. Not many leave, but you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so that's my train of thought.
it's probably when they see that things are happening there, things are moving.
Yeah. So, but like, we put our balls on the line too. Like we put all these guys' fights on. Their first 10 fights, we're trying to invest in them. It does cost us quite a bit trying to get them fights. The other thing of having a good gym is no one wants to fucking fight. So no one in New Zealand wants to fight you. Or you ring up and you go, oh, how about this? And they'll ask for ridiculous money suddenly. That's just, yeah. So then you have to bring overseas opponents, and it's an expensive exercise. So but the thing is, if you've got guys and they're willing to do it, it's worth investing in them. And it all pays off in the long run for everyone. So,
You've got any heavyweights?
Yeah, I've got two. I've got Kiki Latelli.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I've got Matt Mataika. So Kiki Latelli, he had a couple of big fights last year. He fought last night, actually.
Oh, yeah.
He won the New Zealand title last night. So Kiki's good, man. He's from Napier.
Right.
But he flies up and stays at mine each week and trains. And yeah, he can bang, Kiki. And I've got Matt Mataika, who's a good amateur. He's 2-0 as a pro. He's exciting.
So, yeah, so how are you getting these people? How are they coming?
I think once you start, my job's easy now, because like me, I just won a world title, so people want to come. You know? But we do our fitness classes at night, and people can come and do that. And if they show promise, they can come down. But they have to show something pretty bloody special to do it. So my job's easy. But I got a South African guy come today. Actually, he's 8-1, I think, pro from South Africa. He's pretty good. So he's come for a trial. He's just moved there. So I don't like to take too many, but if someone shows me promise, and You know, some people you like. You have to like them, man.
Yeah.
It's really important to like who you're training. I got so many different weird dudes, man, but they're all cool. You know, like I got real quiet, respectful ones. I've got fucking hippies. I got all sorts, all sorts of fucking races. I got Maoris, Samoans, Tongans. What have I got? Afghanistan, Russian, South African now. Yeah. So, but you got to find a way to like them. Most people will like it. You know, most people are likable. You can find something, but occasionally you're like, I can't train this guy.
So that's good then, if they're all coming to you now. You know, you got names out there.
But yeah, I mean, you could take heaps, but I don't want to, because otherwise you got too many, and then you're not really concentrating on, you know, you're not giving the ones you need to enough attention. Because I still work, bro.
Right.
It's fucked up because I can barely work.
Oh, you working full time still?
I run a little plumbing business, so me and Jerome works for me.
Yeah.
So that's just totally getting fucked up now because he's getting real good at boxing. And I'm like, there's no one to do the work. And I'm away all the time and it's dying. The business is dying. I always knew it would, but yeah. So yeah, I still work. So
yeah.
It's pretty busy.
Is that when you think? Is that why you're thinking about getting a new building because you got all these guys coming, all these people coming to you now?
Yeah.
And diluting it is makes sense too because you're right. Now you gotta split your time between.
But then the issue with that is I don't really have the time to do the new building, and I need to be with the guys that I've got now. And then I don't know. And I've got 4 young kids, so I might just hold off and you know. Time with my kids is still important. So probably there'll be a time. Money's not everything, you know. So fuck it. You know, time goes so quick. You're blinking, you'll fucking miss all that kid time with your kids in it. So I'll probably, I don't know, wait a little bit longer. Yeah. Next time I see you, you'll be like, oh, so you opened that job.
Yeah.
Now I said no, I will. I don't know, man. Yeah.
So the first half of the year you went to Manchester. You had Fight for Life. What's coming up next? Any events coming up before Christmas?
So what do we got? Mia's gonna fight for a world title. I'll defend her world title in July, I think, or early August. I've got Andre, the Russian. He's gonna fight for a world title eliminator. So if he wins that, he'll fight for the world title, and that's negotiating at the moment against a German. So I don't know where that's gonna land. That could be in Germany. That could I'd love it to be here, but I doubt it. Because it just gets so expensive, the amount of money they want. It's not what Andre's getting, it's what for the German to come here. They go, yeah, we'll come, but then they'll say some ridiculous figure.
Right.
So we'll probably go there. And then Jerome, we're looking for a big fight for Jerome. Anyone in the top 10 in the world, we've put offers out after his last performance. No one wants to touch it. So
he's awesome, eh? Because, man, he's winning all his fights. You know?
Jerome's a killer, man.
Yeah.
Jerome's going to be a world champion for a long time, I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when is this next fight?
I'm negotiating it now, so hopefully July, August as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And it'll definitely be in America or something, eh?
Yeah, I doubt it'll be here.
Yeah.
It's just the opponents want too much money. But hopefully Dean can pull out some money from somewhere and do it here. That'd be mean. So
how does all that work with getting fights in New Zealand? How hard is it to get fights here? Because obviously when fighters get big, then, you know, they have to fight the guys overseas.
Yeah.
It's more expensive for them to fight here than to go over there.
It's just you got to pay it, right? So if the TV companies and that have heaps of money. So if you go to England, the TV companies are paying for everything probably. So if you go there, it's all paid for. But if we're going to bring, say, an English guy here, he might want 150,000 or 200,000 to come here. He's like, fuck, if I'm going to go to New Zealand, I need to be paid well. The chances are the judges, you know, it's all that shit. So I'm not at home. So people ask for big money. It makes it hard.
And Sky TV ain't going to do that. Or?
Sky TV can get fucked themselves. They fucking make us pay to put that shit on.
Yeah.
Hopeless.
And now, it's a small market here. So we got to go.
It's sad, man. We need some sort of TV network to support boxing. Australia does, man. Fox TV give heaps of money. Matt Rose is pumping over there. New Zealand's the only country that there's nothing.
Yeah, that's interesting. That because we just got rid of, because of competition, we got rid of the Spark Sport, and that was only because they were useless. But there was an opportunity there to go up against Sky TV, and
Bro,
be a
went
good
and
competitor.
pitched, we pitched to them hard, and we nearly
yeah?
got and we did a one fight night on Spark,
Mm.
and then they just wouldn't come up with any money. It was like, well, fuck yes, man, you're not having our fucking. We're not going to give you the product for free.
See, that's interesting because
everyone just gives it for free, and we always do because we've got no choice, right?
Mm.
But it's like, fuck. Yeah, it's just other countries, they just get, they give you 100 grand to put your show on. You can pay pros, you can bring guys. Suddenly you got all this money. So obviously all the fighting starts happening but we can't do that. We're like scrounging, trying to break even because we've got to sell seats at tables and shit just to make money, and there's not enough money to go around. That's the problem. And then it's trying to get sponsors, and it's hard getting sponsors. Like TV networks are where it's at.
Yeah. But our TV networks suck.
They suck. All of yous.
and that doesn't make sense to me because they're a sport channel. Like Sky TV, Sky Sport, then we had Spark Sport. Like, to me, man, that's a sport.
Bro, this is how bad fucking Sky is. So David fights for the world title, and Sky decide not to do it because they got Izzy fighting the next week, and they don't want to dilute the channel or something. And David's like one of the 4th or 5th New Zealanders ever to fight for a world title. So Spark Sport picked it up. And we were fighting with Sky for them to get it on for free. They didn't even have to pay for it. And they still were like, So
What?
fuck those guys, man.
What?
Yeah.
Not even on pay-per-view.
No. So I don't understand it.
So have any of your fighters been on pay-per-view?
Yeah, well,
Sky?
the last one was pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah, the Fight for Life.
Yeah.
Dean Longin stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
But not like main event kind of.
In Australia, we have. We used to, because Dean used to do his stuff in Australia as well. So Jerome and Andre fought in Aussie quite a bit. But that's finished now, so he's here, which is good for us because we want to be here. Yeah.
You wonder where the priorities are in New Zealand sport, eh? Like, I know it's rugby. Rugby's up top. Rugby union.
Gets everything, man. All those fucking, I don't know, all those PC sports. We get looked at like shit. You can fucking be rowing or swimming or netball or rugby. Fucking joke.
But then you'd think history of boxing in New Zealand, we've been up there, eh?
Yeah, hard out, man. For a small country, we've done mean ass.
Yeah.
And like, we've got good world rated guys now, so.
Especially during the Commonwealth Games and that, when our fighters come up through the Commonwealth Games. I remember Jimmy Thunder back in the days doing the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah.
Winning the Commonwealth Games, the fastest punch, our fastest knockout he had. And then you had Kevin Berry as well when he was fighting in Commonwealth Games. David Tua, know.
No, we've got a good history, man, and just no one gets behind it here. They got behind it, it would just go massive. So fingers crossed. Who knows?
Well, now they're going to compete with Adesanya and those guys as well.
Makes it easy, eh? Fuck. Maybe he could buy his own network and help us.
So realistically, beach boxing and even city kickboxing, but two biggest gyms in New Zealand, right now, with boxing and UFC stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the city kickboxing, they're UFC. So it's kind of different. But they're a big commercial gym now. You go in there and there's hundreds of people. That's the thing. To be honest, that's the thing I don't want to do, is do it to make heaps of money. Because I really think it'll take the time away from my fighters. I want to do it to make world champions. And I truly believe if I can be successful at that, it'll all work out and it will all, the money will come.
Well, I think it shows that with your personality. Just having the gym at your house, it's personal. It's your own backyard.
I think that definitely helps, all that stuff. I think it is personal. They come into your house each day in a sense. You know what I mean? It is. It's not just, you're not just a number. I think it adds something.
Yeah, sure. So, when you first had the stall of Brilliant Gym, how did it all start? Like, go back to right from the beginning. Like, even when you started fighting, like, what got you into the sport of boxing in the first place? Was it straight out of Custom Boys? Or?
Yeah, I didn't box till I was about 18. And then I started boxing. And it's addictive, boxing, eh? So I went to a fight night one night, and I remember this island guy said he'll meet me at the gym the next day. I remember his name was Steve Aotearoa, I think it was. I never saw him again. But he met me. I turned up and he was there. He didn't have to. I'd never seen the guy before. He was on the piss. he turned up, and that was sort of the end of it. So that guy got me into boxing, and it's addictive. So just
So
sort of
you
boxed
just
for the next.
you were training until you got to your first fight, or
Yeah.
how long did that take?
4 or 5 months, 3 months, 4 months. I don't remember. Not long. Then I started fighting. Had about 70 amateur fights.
Do you remember your first fight?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where was it?
It was at Mangarees League Club.
Mm.
Yeah.
And what happened? Do you remember what happened?
I won. It was a fucking mess. We were swinging back. I remember we were swinging, but I still know the guy I fought, actually.
Oh, yeah.
He's a mate of mine. He owns a gym.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah. I do remember. It was a black power on it. I remember it was just, fuck. It's crazy.
Mm.
But yeah, that's the buzz. Like, you're like, wow, that was so cool.
Yeah.
So you just get hooked.
And then after that, you just went back to the gym and next fight.
Yeah, just keep fighting. Same thing, never really had plans, just kept fighting, and then you start winning some titles and progressed on. I think I retired when I was about 33.
Oh, see, that's a pretty long career. Eh?
Yeah, I fought for ages.
Mm.
Had close to probably 100 fights.
Mm. Did you manage to get overseas?
Yeah, I went overseas a little bit, but I didn't reach the heights these guys are going to reach. But we didn't really have a pathway then either. We didn't have the pathway. That's what we're trying to create too, is it's like a pathway that they can get there.
Mm.
It's all very well fighting all the time, but if you haven't got a pathway or the know-how to go to the next stage, you're never going to.
Mm.
And I think that's what we've lacked here, and we're starting to be able to do that, eh?
Right.
So if someone's good enough, we can put them on that stage that they can shine and do it properly.
So during your career, you were plumbing as well, and then you decided to retire. Did you have your gym before you retired, or?
No, so my gym was just, we had a deck at home. We just put ropes around the deck and pretty much had like 2 bags. And then I was training my brother because he was fighting. And then Jerome was my next door neighbour. So he came over and he joined, and it just kind of just grew, man.
Start from there. Oh.
Yeah. So it was literally just a shitty old deck with a little rope around it. It was the start, yeah. So it's just grown. I feel embarrassed. Like, our gym's pretty cool now. It's like flash ad. But like, honestly, like, I was actually talking to Mia about it, and I was like, "Fuck, that's something I feel embarrassed because I don't know. We all come from West Auckland. We all come from nothing in a sense, And then suddenly you have this flash gym and stuff. My honest emotion is like a little bit like shame. You know what I mean? I quite like the old fucking concrete floor, like one rope around it. That had its own coolness to it, eh?
Oh, you're too humble, mate.
Nah, but you know what I mean? A little bit. It's I mean, fuck, I love my gym, don't get me wrong. But it is, there was something nice about back when we used to have our second gym, we used to have a single garage with ropes in there with a concrete floor. And then if you went too far to the side, you'd hit your head on a shelf or like, it was fucking ridiculous. And I still had these fighters. And then we had like a pergola outside, so if it rained, you got wet with all the bags. It was fucking rough, man. That wasn't that long ago. That was probably 5 years ago that we were there. So like, and then we built one, and then so it's moved pretty quick from So it's cool that all those guys still experienced that sort of like grassroots stuff. They weren't just straight into this.
Yeah, especially Jeremy, he was the grassroots.
He's right from the start. Yeah, which is cool.
So what was your plan then when you first started? You're fighting on the deck here, Jerome come in, you're training Jerome, and then were you just thinking, what do you have to do to start a gym like that, like a boxing gym, and having
Well, it was barely a gym, man. It
up.
was just a deck.
Yeah.
And then I was just putting my brother in fights, and Jerome would start having some fights. And
you just put them in yourself because that's when you started being a manager, eh?
yeah, but they'd just be amateur fights.
Right.
And and it just, I don't know, just slowly grew. You have extra one would come, and I'd have 3, and then I'd have 4.
Right.
And I was drinking piss then. It was a mess. And then stopped that. We got a bit more serious. Jerome started getting good. And then, but everything back then you'd get on you get a fighter on a Joseph Parker card. So I was riffing then as well, actually, too. You'd be like Joseph Parker card. I was like, that was a big deal. We'd be like, fuck, we've cracked it, We're like, fuck. And now, like, I'm trying to get Kiki to fight Joseph Parker. fuck you,
Right.
Joseph, we're gonna smash you. Like it's just changed, but so quickly. And then we've just been to Manchester fighting for the world title. So, but it's kind of, I don't know. People are like, fuck, is that amazing? It's like you're kind of just in it and you're just doing it.
Yeah, and it just happens.
And it just happens.
And you just got to do it when it
Yeah,
happens.
hard out. And then, but sometimes you wake up in the morning, you'll be like, fuck, that's pretty fucking out of it that we just did that. But yeah, you're just rolling in this kind of thing. But it is funny how it evolves really quickly.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, like, what was such a big deal 3 or 4 years ago, now is, fuck, it's like just evolved to, you're going to the absolute top of some of the stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, especially with your gym, Peach Boxing, because when I first saw Jerome fight, and I saw Peach Boxing on his t-shirt, I was like, okay, Peach. Then I see another guy with Peach. Then I see Peach again. I say, oh, what is this Peach? Then I find out you're from West Auckland. Oh yeah, one of the brothers from West Auckland. You know,
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But I remember the progression of the name Peach Boxing and the fights you guys are having. You know, you've grown big time in the last 2 years, 3 years.
So
3
like, we
years.
got Mia. So Mia just won the world title. She's our first world title winner. I mean, that's cool. And she's just rough as guts, man. She's just from West Auckland. She's got 5 kids. Like, everyone, that's the cool thing is there's no special treatment or everyone's got their own story. Like, there's no flash cunts in my gym. I hate flash cunts.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I love about it. That's real. I mean, that's my thing with everyone, man. You got to be yourself. Don't fucking change for anyone.
That is West Auckland, man. We're not Flash.
Out. And like everyone's their own personality, everyone's their own thing. And people, I'll be like, "Oh, do you reckon it's okay? You fuck if that's you, be that, man. You know, don't listen to anyone else. You just be what you are. If you're doing an interview, fucking say what you say. If you're shy, be shy. If you're loud, be loud. You know, there's too much of this fucking. You should do this. You just fuck off. I think it's really cool when people can absolutely be themselves.
Yeah.
I got a guy at the moment, Zane, and he's so cool, man. Like, he'll turn up in his hippie clothes. I love it. He's got long dreads. Then I've got this little Afghanistan boy. He prays downstairs at my house. He's Muslim, hard out. Fucking puts his little hat on and does this, but kids are looking through the window. Dad, he's in there again. But it's so cool, confident enough to fucking do that, you know?
Yeah.
He's like 17, this kid, and he's doesn't give a shit.
Oh, shucks.
That's cool for me. Like, yeah, they don't feel like they have to fit into this. We're all like this. It's like they're all so fucking different, but that's what kind of makes it strong, I think.
Oh, 17-year-old. So he's made it to the serious part of the...
Yeah, he's mean.
Yeah.
He's tough, man.
Yeah.
17, and he's had about 60 amateur fights. He's mean. Little Muslim boy, Afghan.
Yeah.
He's one of my favourites. And he's like a real, like a bookworm sort of a dude. Not like a hard guy, or like he's very well spoken, very polite, very good at school, and then just fucking fights hard, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I like you. He's tough.
It's funny that when people's personalities so different, and then when in the ring they're like absolute monsters. Eh?
Yeah, tough guys come last, man. There's so many. I've never really had anyone turn up. I've had plenty of guys turn up that think they're tough, but none of them last 5 minutes, man.
Oh yeah.
Nah, it just doesn't work. Being tough, you obviously got to be tough, but thinking you're tough, you know, guy that thinks fuck off and tough, it doesn't work. You get found out. I think the ego gets fucking shattered straight away, so that's the end. But a lot of these guys are actually not what you'd think would be fighters, you know. But they actually, when they get in there, they find their inner beast somehow, I guess. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. I love what I do, so it's you know, it's crazy and it's busy and it's tiring and it's like, a lot of time you're like, what the fuck are you doing this? I mean, my wife, it's crazy busy. It's got to the point sometimes where it's way too busy, and then you feel guilty because your kids are missing out and all that. But it's just our life, man. Now, and there's some of the experiences are fucking amazing. So,
you know when you said before, like you don't know where it's going.
yeah.
You don't know where it's going. Is it just a thing of you're just gonna wait when things happen? You'll just have to deal with things one at a time when they happen.
Yeah, man. Like the fighters are going good, and that's my thing. And if something pops up and it feels right that I open another gym to go, I will. But I've never been a big planner. I've kind of let things evolve. As long as I'm determined and keep my job's to get these guys to world titles, and it's probably not the best business plan in the world,
Right.
but that keeps me alive, and it's motivating, and it's it gets me up every day. I'd rather be dead than sit in the gym training corporate guys and have my pockets full of money, which I could fucking easily do now. I'd hate that. It would just be terrible for me. But training these guys to get to this big stage is just, I'd rather be broke and do that. Like,
Are the examples of that?
Man. Sorry.
Are the examples of that what you described?
How do you mean?
Like gyms that are a corporate training, getting the money in that.
You could say Les Mills or something like that, right? Or big, just big gyms, like, especially now we've got a reputation, I guess. You could easily go and open a gym and have a whole lot of guys sitting there and just collect their money off them. But I'd hate to do that. My passion is fighters. I've never done a one-on-one training in my life, do you know? You know, people do one-on-ones and I don't know, charge a guy $100 to give them an hour session. I've never done one in my whole life, man. I was like, I just don't want to. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. I just don't have any passion for that, though.
Yeah.
Like, my passion is to create fighters, and so that's what I want to do. It keeps me happy.
So when you say not one-on-one, so how does it work then?
What I mean is like, you go to Les Mills, you could have a one-on-one trainer, and you know what I mean. I've never done that sort of shit in my life, and a lot of fighters do that or whatever to make extra money in there. I just can't stand that shit. Like, I solely want to train fighters.
Oh, okay. And you got that group environment too, as well. Yeah. So man, it just amazes me that you're just going with the flow. It seems like. What happens, it happens. But
I plan the careers of my boxers, so that's not going with the flow regarding them. Like, I really look after what's happening there, and I'm always trying to plan ahead regarding where they're going or their next fight and all that stuff. But as of where I'm going, I don't really plan ahead.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, just roll with it.
Just roll with it. Yeah, because there's got to be some point where you're right. There'll be a time when fighters keep on knocking on your door, and you're gonna have to expand. But then that's the hardest part, Like, how you gonna spread the knowledge?
I'm in that weird position now, man. It's like I'm still plumbing and stuff, and I like that. It kind of keeps things kind of. I don't know. I do this. People say, "How the fuck are you still plumbing?" It's like, well, I kind of like it. Like, it's my little business. This is what plumbing got me. Everything I've got. Like, I work my ass off as a plumber to kind of buy what I have or whatever. Boxing ain't bought me shit. And like, I don't really want to give away my little business. Like, I like it. I still crawl under houses and shit. Yeah. There is something nice about it. There will be a time, hopefully, that will finish. But at the moment, no. So I'm in that real murky kind of area that haven't really got enough time to work, but I am working. And I don't know.
I always talk to people that say that they've had this job, this 9 to 5, but they've got their passion on the side, and their mission is to like work their passion up to a point when they can sustain it and then quit their job.
Mine's a little bit like that. But then something that's not wanting to me to quit the job. I don't mind a bit of hard work, and I do. I like my boxers working too. I think it kind of keeps them grounded. It keeps them in a routine. You can't train so much in a day. When you do an hour, 2 hours a day, it's like, the fuck else are you doing the rest of the day? Sleeping? Like, I think it makes you lazy.
But besides the success with your fighters, like, do you think about anything else that makes beach boxing successful? Like, like the way you train or just the atmosphere, the culture you have in the gym? Is it different?
Yeah, we've got culture, but we've also got our style, how we fight, the way we do stuff. A lot goes into it. You don't just jump in the ring and throw punches. Our conditioning, everything, I think we've got pretty on point. We do things different to other people. And, yeah, it's definitely not just luck. I think we're good at what we do. And I think it shows, and hopefully we get more and more haters, because that means we're doing a good job. That's one thing it fucking does, man, is it hardens you up. Because if you're soft, you'd cry every night with some of the shit you get.
There's a shit from here, from New Zealand, you guys get.
You get a lot. I'll tell you what, New Zealand's a good country. You get a lot of love in New Zealand compared to most places. But you do get some shit. But it's water off a duck's back. Australia shit. You see some of the shit I got in Australia. You get people fucking message you directly like, you should die. It's like, thanks. Like, heaps of false profiles, and just people are just horrible, man. But that's when you're building up to a fight, or and their guy's the other guy or whatever. My Russian boy gets a bit of that because he's outspoken and stuff. Doesn't matter. You just laugh. Like, yeah, well, whatever.
You know all the trash talking and stuff that boxers do when they promote their fights and that. Where does all that come from? Like in general, like I know the promoters. It's good for promoters. They want that kind of things to hype the fight up and that. But is that something your fighters do? Because I heard David Light's interview before his last fight, and man, he's the humblest guy.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
I think it gets boring with these idiots that try and do all that shit. So some fights is legitimate hate. Like I had my Russian boy had a fight in Aussie against a guy, Alex Hannon. That was fucked, man. That was that's serious hate. Like it just built up through press conferences to the point that like we're all going outside for a scrap and they're all Lebanese, and then we realised that we're going to get shot. So we go straight to the hotel, like, oh, that was a bad idea. All these guys are like 5'1". You're like, fuck, we'll smash these guys. We're like, don't go out there. You're actually going to die. But there's like, it was serious hate. It was like, I don't know. That was, I didn't mind that because it was serious hate, but there's fucking other shit that people are just doing it for the stage act. It's just, you know what I mean? Occasionally two boxers will not like each other, and that's just good. But otherwise, just be yourself. And most of our guys, Russian loves a bit of turmoil, but Jerome, David, Mia, they ain't going to react to shit. They're just like, whatever.
Yeah. Just fight's fight.
Fight's a fight. Let's get in there and do it. And some of it sells tickets, but it gets boring when people just keep doing the same shit over and over again.
Especially when it's obvious.
Yeah,
like it looks fake.
Like they're trying to make a beef out of no beef to a cell. So shut the fuck up, man. Like it's just I don't know.
Because a lot of UFC stuff is like looks fake.
Yeah,
promoting that kind of stuff.
I mean, there's that whole promotional side of it. That I mean, Mia's getting it now. She's won a world title. The amount of media and shit, it's mental, man. It's so tiring. Like, she does heaps. She does all TV. Like, everyone wants her. Once you get it, it takes a lot out of them. It's a lot of time.
Yeah, that's interesting. The amount of exposure it gives you, as a fighter.
It's good.
And
that's what you need. So you need to do it. So it's like you've got to go do this one, or you've got to go do that one, and it's fucking draining on them. But they need, because people will buy tickets so they know who you are. And Mia's going massive at the moment. It's actually taken off.
Yeah, she's had interviews on TVNZ as well, and RNZ, I think.
Yeah, she's done heaps. She's done, what she do, 7 sharp the other night, then the other 7 o'clock. She's all at the prime time, so she's getting... But then she goes down the mall now, everyone's, hey!
Celebrity.
Stop pretending you're famous. the years of photos. How should you used to do autographs? Say when we were kids, you'll be like, oh, can I have an autograph? Every cup wants a photo. Like, what? Look at her. It's ridiculous. So what would you want a photo of her for?
The business of boxing, like, how dodgy can it be? Like, or what are some of the like things to look out for in terms of like some dark shit? Like.
Nah, boxing's dark. Boxing's great, but boxing's real dark.
Because it's all about money. I mean, that side of things gets corrupt.
Yeah, there's some terrible decisions happening. Well, I haven't been stung too bad at the top of the pro game yet. Touch wood, but some awful shit happens, and it's money and politics and whatever it is. Yeah, but any sport like with money, like boxing, UFC, anything like that, is there for corruption, right? People are going to be paid off. There's so much writing on it, so there's no way of changing that. There's always going to be, just as you think it's getting better, you'll get a real fat, you know what I mean? Just as you turn around and someone goes, fuck, the judging's been good lately, eh? Boom! You get screwed, so shit at all levels, to be honest.
With David's last fight, I was reading about it, and it was saying there was a lot of complaints from you with the ref. There were a lot of fouls happening.
Yeah, but that's boxing. I don't really care. Like that's part of that. That was my mission afterwards. But Akoli got away with what he got away with, and he beat us. So good luck to him. Like at the end of the day, the referee's a sole adjudicator or whatever, and if you can, I manipulate the fuck out of everything when I'm in there. I'm doing all sorts of stupid shit. So if you can get away with it, you know what I mean. I'm not going to complain. I try and cheat like fuck. I'm abusing judges. Like you're doing whatever you can to get your guy the advantage. So yeah,
Well, you're on the side. On the side there.
Yeah, but I moaned, but nah. Good luck to him. He won the fight fair and square, and he got away with certain things. That yeah,
It's a bit sad that it wasn't on TV here, eh?
I was on Spark.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that was the fuck up, man. Sky didn't do it, so Spark ended up buying it. But we were going to give it to Sky for free. Sky is just, I don't know what their problem is.
I think they've got because they've got the monopoly now on sport in New Zealand. They can do whatever they want. But yeah, I just hate I hate Sky's whole business model of that, of how you have to get their stuff to watch stuff like movies and sport. Yeah. It's like, but that's the only way you can do it. So, but you know, when they were doing the decoder thing during the internet, when people were going on the internet and watching sport online for free, you know, they never went into the internet until later on. You know, people still paying money, ridiculous amounts of money to watch games. You know,
they need to come and help us out, man.
Yeah,
they used to be better, but now they're just. Used to go there. I used to take the guy from Sky down to the pub in Newmarket, buy him 2 pints, shake his hand, and then my next production will be on. It'll be a piece of piss like that, right? Now you got to go through layers and layers of people to get told no. It's a waste of time. Maybe we blow it up and get them to start again.
So what's the alternative then?
It's hard. Marry TV were good for a little bit, but then they're fucking useless too. They're just slack. So they'll promise the world, but just hopeless at getting back to you, hopeless at and stuff. Free to air would be amazing, but don't know where we're at with that. So something needs to happen. Free to air might be the way. I mean, prime time's it, isn't it? Channel 1 or Channel 2 or Channel 3 is ideally what you'd want, because more eyes. Because not everyone's got Sky anyway. So.
How about YouTube?
Yeah, I don't know how all that works. Yeah. It's just about people seeing your fighters, eh? I guess. There's
lots of opportunity, like, you know, for Sky Sports, you know? Like for Premier Sports Channel in New Zealand, you got to show all the New Zealand sports, you know?
Yeah, hard out.
You know, and boxing is a major one, you know?
Yeah, they don't like combat sport as much, though. See, King of the Ring's not on Sky anymore either.
See?
So it's weird. It's on Duke. Is it Duke?
What was it?
Something like that.
It's on Duke now.
Yeah. So they don't care. They won't pay anything for anything. So.
Well, they'll just pay for the overseas game, the overseas boxing matches, eh?
Yeah.
Like Jake Paul and
yeah, the good ones. So.
Do you think that's all fake? The Jake Paul fights?
Nah, I don't think they're fake, but...
Do you think they're all like staged?
I think they just pick their opponents good. UFC guys can't box, man. We'll smash any UFC guy just with hands. Like, it's two different. It's like if we went into UFC, they'll kill us. They'll break our legs. Like, yeah, it's a completely different game. So he's handpicking old UFC guys, and he's boxing hard out. Like, he's taking it seriously. He's not a mug. Like people, you know what I mean. People are gonna bag the shit out of him, but he can fight a little bit. He's making more money than all of us. Pretty much every boxer in the world put together, so he's doing something right.
Yeah, because that's where the money is. Everyone's watching those fights, but to me, I think, hey, if you're good enough to fight them, you're good enough to fight for real. You know.
Yeah, but But why would you do it? Why would you fight for real? Because you're just going to lose, and then he's not going to be Jake Paul anymore. He's not going to make the money.
Well, yeah, that's right. He's making all that money anyway.
Yeah,
doing what he's doing.
Yeah, hard out.
But the reason why I thought it was all fake was when he won against what's his name? Mayweather. After he retired.
Oh, that was his brother, the other Paul. Yeah.
Jake Paul,
That was Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, yeah.
Fought Mayweather.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just stupid. But that's just Mayweather getting paid. Mayweather's the man. He is still getting paid shitloads for doing nothing, eh? Oh.
Who's one of your idols?
I named all my kids' my kids' middle names.
Oi.
Yeah. Diego Corrales is my oldest son's. He's Mexican. Manuel Marquez, that's my other son's, Rocco Marquez. You know him, he's Mexican. He's the one that knocked out Pacquiao. I met him actually. That was
really?
fucking cool.
Where?
In America. He was one of the commentators for David's fight.
Oh.
So we did we came in around this like boardroom and you had like Paulie Malignaggi, Marquez, these other, I don't even know the fuck they were. One was a famous UFC commentator and they'd ask you questions. It was like around that was pretty cool. I was like, I named my son after that guy. That's weird. Now we're doing like this.
Did you tell him?
Yeah, I did tell him. Yeah.
The man.
What's my other one? Chet Duran, my daughter's middle name's after Roberto Duran. And my last son's Apollo Alvarez after Canelo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I suppose they're all my favourite fighters.
Yeah. Who was the oldest out of all those ones you named? Who's the oldest fighter out of all those ones you named?
Yeah, it's for Roberto Duran. Yeah.
So he was coming up when you were fighting.
Duran's old. Duran will be 60 now.
Oh, all right.
Duran was ruthless.
Yeah.
He is the man. Small and just ruthless.
Yeah.
I like Mexicans. I like Mexican fighters. Come forward and fight. They're tough, man.
Yeah, that's interesting, eh? The different styles of different countries, eh?
I hate that flashy fucking black American style. That's my worst.
Yeah.
Can't stand those big mouth bastards. I love the Mexicans just walk forward and give it to them. Yeah.
The other good fighters are the Italians. Hey.
Yeah.
Like I haven't heard much now of them.
Nah,
Fighting
in the
now.
old days, they were tough Italians, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
There still is quite a few good Italians. Yeah.
True, man. Shit. They following the other sport?
Well, my kids are playing sport.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, when you have young kids, you kind of fall off sport because you're so busy with all the little kids. But my son's playing rugby and my other son's playing soccer, so I start watching sport again because they're watching it, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just as what I've been doing all morning.
Yeah.
Soccer at 8 o'clock, then off to rugby at 10. It's a good day.
Your sons, if they grow up to take up, would you encourage them for them to take up boxing?
They do, like my 8-year-old, like he helps train me. He's real into boxing, and he's pretty good actually. But I don't really push it on him.
Right.
He'll come and go. He might not train for a month, but he'll be in the gym all the time helping. And my other son sort of does a little bit, but I feel like if I push it, because they live it so much, they'll hate it, you know. So I just kind of just let them do what they want to do. If they choose to do it, then we'll get more serious. But I think they don't need to make that cool till they're 14, 15. Because they see it every day, like, it's in our house.
So it's just, if it happens, it happens naturally.
Yeah. But they all can fight. I mean, that's all I've ever seen, so. Yeah.
Yeah, you see those parents that just push their kids too far.
Fuck that. Nah.
Like they want, you're going to be the next All Black or something like that, eh?
That makes me sick, eh? Nah. They end up hating you for it. They hate the sport or whatever, eh?
Yeah.
It's not healthy, man. No, they can do what they want. I mean, I love them to fight. Don't get me wrong, but I think they'll all fight. I think I'll make them have one fight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just get over that hump, eh?
Hurry up, we've got to do it. We've got to have one. If you don't like it, you can quit afterwards.
It's almost like just a thing to do, eh? Just to experience something that's hard and to get over something that's really hard.
It's
like
mentally a good thing to get over, eh?
Yeah.
Physically, not such a big deal. Everyone thinks it's physical, but mentally, actually having the balls and that to just get it done is probably a big thing for people.
Because I'm thinking like having boxing in schools, like for PE.
Yeah.
Like
they used to years ago, eh? They used to fight in schools years ago. And it used to be a fucking healthy ass thing. Private schools used to have like boxing as their curriculum or whatever, and they'd have to do like class fights and stuff like that. I don't think it's a bad idea.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting idea to me because, like I was explaining before, like when I was asking you about the highs of the highs, the lows of the lows, like something as a human we need to experience so we can use that experience to help us for other things. Like,
I think with kids too, is there's so much. I know society's pretty bad now, but kids actually having to get some balls, it will actually mellow out some of these so-called tough guys because they can't fight for shit. And actually having them have to go through that scaredness of getting in there,
Yeah.
and I think it will really help with some of their makeups. But they'll never do it in this PC environment.
No.
Never, ever, ever.
How's this PC environment, like you say, like how's it affecting? Is it affecting the sport these days?
Yeah,
Do you think?
Yeah, I think society's soft. I think I see.
Oh, in terms of the fans, eh?
Yeah, but in terms of the boxers too, I see people turning up to compete way too much and not coming to win. I see people not winning because of their attitude's wrong.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I fucking hate people. When I go back from England, the amount of people that I'll fucking hit the next guy that fucking says congratulations. What the fuck? We lost. Went to Manchester, we failed, and you're congratulating me for what? Like, I just hate that so much. I think it was News Talk. B rang me. I was in Dubai on a stopover coming home.
Yeah.
They're like, "Is there anything you want?" Like, they're congratulating me for losing the world title. I was like, "Don't ever congratulate losers." And and the guy texts was like, "Bro, that's pretty rough." Well, fuck. What do you mean? Congratulations, you just lost. Like,
Yeah.
the fuck out of here. But that's the problem is I see like in New Zealand boxing, amateur team go away and they'll lose all in the first round of the competition, like the first fights. They'll all not win, right? And then it'll be, oh, the best experience ever. I made it here. And what the fuck out of here? You lost. Like, it's like they succeeded to get there. No, fuck that. You failed. Like, I don't know. People have got this shit mixed up. It's like succeeding's winning, not winning's losing. Go home, get better, try again. I don't know. Might sound harsh, but that really digs me that people celebrate losing.
Well, you set the example. Like, if you had an interview after you one of your fighters lost, how would you say it? What would you say if they asked you about what happened about the loss?
I wouldn't bag my fighter. It's not about bagging anyone. I take the responsibility myself. As a coach, I'm a massive part of that. But I think my thing is that it would just hurt. It just hurts bad, man. It hurts real bad when you lose. And I don't know. I think put that. That's not really what you need to say. It's just how you feel and what you need to do to get back on that thing. And people, they avoid I just don't even get how it's even fucking possible. These people just avoid the fact that it's not upsetting to lose. And they celebrate the fact they got there. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you just failed. That fucking... You going there and losing and accepting that you lost and being hurt that you lost is an achievement that you did it right, but you're hurt, right? But to go there and celebrate the fact you lost, get the fuck out of here. You made me sick.
I think I know what you mean because
I don't know. People will probably totally throw rocks at me for talking like that, but it just does my head in, man.
No, I know what you mean because
You know what I mean?
I watch a lot of NBA, right?
Yeah.
And right now the NBA playoffs are on, and they have these press conferences after each game. And when they interview the losing team, man, they are so down. They're dejected. They're looking down and they're angry, and they're asking questions, and they're like, "Oh, what do you think happened?" They're doing those answers, And I'm like, yeah,
But that's right. That's what you want, right?
Yeah, that's what you want. Not this. We did well. We did good. We'll come back tomorrow.
Not this blame game, this bullshit, 100%. But that's why they're in the NBA, and that's why they're good, because look at how much it means, right? Fuck. Hard out.
But I remember one interview with Kobe Bryant, because they won the game, but he was still angry at the press conference because they need to win in one more game to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, you just won the game. Why aren't you happy? Why aren't you smiling?" Because we need one more game. Well, what's so happy about?
But that's exactly right.
We're still playing.
We still haven't reached the goal.
Yeah, we still haven't reached the goal.
We've only won a part of the... Hey, 100%, man. That's so right.
Yeah.
That's what life's about.
So in terms of what you're saying, like man, the Americans got it right. I think Americans have it right when they do that. I can see now in New Zealand, like when you lose, they'll, there's that sort of, don't worry.
Don't worry.
Don't
or
worry.
Excuses.
Let's do it again.
Yeah. It's just, if people ask what happened, I fucking lost.
But I think that's our culture to a T, and that's doing damage to sports in general. I mean, when I look at Super Rugby, it sucks right now because NRL is, man. See NRL? It's everywhere, and it's exciting.
Yeah.
It's exciting. The game's competitive, and the fans, they're crazy.
Yeah.
They. Fuck, you've been in Australia, you've seen NRL.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's awesome, And you come over here, rugby, boring.
Yeah, hard out.
Australian teams are boring, like they're not really good. And the fan base, you go to a Blues game, is empty seats.
Yeah,
we don't cultivate any sort of like
I think it's hard
fans.
here as well. The fans are shit here, man. Like, it's hard to fill stadiums here.
Yeah.
It's not like fuck, you go overseas and people just come and support sport. You've got big lots of fans, and people are, fuck, we'll go to Australia. At one stage, I was more famous in Australia than fucking here, because you'd be all over their news. People would come and watch the games. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they know who you are.
Yeah.
It's like, you go through a supermarket and they'll be like, hey, you fucking prick. Like, you get fucked. But they don't know who the hell you were.
Yeah.
And here, I don't know. It's just hard to get people into stadiums, and so people need to get off their ass and support all sport in general, because that's what makes it go around.
But they need an incentive, And I think getting emotional is an incentive.
Yeah.
Being angry at something is an incentive.
Yeah.
And that's why you're talking about how we're sort of soft here when it comes to like congratulations when you lose and stuff like that, because that is not the sports culture you see. That's not the fans culture you see overseas. Like, you go to America, you see how they're crazy about sports over there. You go to Australia, you see how they're crazy. You go to Manchester, England, you see how the fans are crazy about sports in general, And you wonder, why aren't we like that? Because these people, they're passionate and they hate.
Yeah.
And these are emotions you need as incentive to go.
But we
to
used
be
to have
into it.
those emotions as kids. You fucking get on a school rugby bus and you go past the other school, you want to fucking fight them, right? That's what you did as a kid, right? You'd be like, fuck this, that other school, fuck you. That's what it is. Isn't that good? You don't wave.
So where did it go?
That's what I'm saying.
Where's
Like,
it gone? Like, how did it disappear?
but that's a natural thing, right? You hated every other school.
Yeah.
You'd get in cars, you'd stop there, and you'd fight in the fucking field or whatever you want to do, because you had deep hate for that school. Why? Fuck if I know, just because you're the other school, but still hate them.
Yeah.
And now suddenly it's...
Yeah, but how did it go?
I don't know.
What happened? Like, I asked myself, like,
Your podcast's going to get shut down now for the PC people.
Oh, it's
throw
okay.
shit at
It's
you.
okay. I don't care.
Good. Fuck you all.
I don't care. Because I'm trying to develop a sports culture,
But it needs passion, and it needs like people to love that one team. You see
But love or hate. See, you got to put the hate in it, because you need hate as another
they've got
passion.
their team that they die for. That's their area or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they've got the teams that they really dislike, and that's how it works. Look at English football and stuff like that. It's all that, isn't it? It's like, we're that, and you can't say, and that's it for life. I don't know.
Shucks, I had a friend at work. He said when he went on his OE to England, and he stayed somewhere where it was close to one of the football stadiums, but they always have those hoodlums, those fights outside so the pub. They all close their windows, like shut the windows and that when the game's finished and all the fans are going.
Yeah.
So don't want any fights to wreck their pub, or come into the pub. See, that level of
Bring it back, I reckon. Fuck it.
But I think that's what New Zealand needs, because I know with all the funding that happens, it's all from the government, but it shouldn't be. It should be from the fans. Like, sports always complain about no money. We need government funding. The government gives up money. It's got their sports fund. They don't know who runs New Zealand boxing. Is there like there's federation?
Fucking pack of wankers too.
Yeah.
It's the amateur, yeah.
So they probably get a little bit of money
They
from the
get
government.
bugger all though.
Yeah,
And
that's
they'll
what I
give
mean.
it to people that don't need it, and it's just a waste of time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So if you look at other countries, where do they get their money from? They get their money from the fans. How do you create fans? You need to create the passion. How do you create the passion? You can't have this PC bullshit.
Yeah.
You know? So we're screwed.
No,
we're
fucked.
way
There's
we're,
no coming back, man.
we're way behind. We're probably not screwed, but we're way behind.
Yeah,
New Zealand is way behind everyone else in the world
yeah.
because we rely, all sports in New Zealand rely on government funding or fundraise funding of some sort, and it's not enough. It's not enough to push their sports up. I think during the COVID thing, when they had to give when government had to give money out during the lockdowns, I think basketball got zero. So basketball suffers. But again, we gotta. I think the thing is, like, we gotta make the fans pay. We gotta get merchandise. Fans pay for merchandise. I mean, if you love your team so much, you'll spend money on your team, and that's what that's the kind of thing the rest of the world is far ahead on.
I'm trying to take my kids to games. I've taken them lately. I've taken them to some just provincial rugby games. I've taken them to the Phoenix, the soccer, and I think it's good. I think it's what and it's fun. It's good. It's a fucking good thing to do with your kids and get them. But I think that's what needs to happen is people need to start bringing their kids out and getting them supporting a team so they'll grow into that team. Because once you support a team, that's your team for life, usually, right? So you kind of, if parents can start maybe installing that in their kids, there's a chance.
But see, it doesn't even have to even start with the parents. It can start at schools. I think schools is the main place to start this stuff. Because when we were kids, when we go to other schools, we want to beat the other school. We want to kill the other school, That it's that rivalry. Rivalries are good for that sort of thing. It's not good when they actually go beating up kids outside schools. Like, well, it's happening, but at least you're aligned with something at school. Like, Americans do it real well with their mascots and their.
Well, look at these college fucking
college sports
shit. Hey, it's huge.
It's huge.
They've got huge stands full of shit for college kids, man. It's
exactly
crazy.
Exactly.
They got fucking cheerleaders. They got it's but right through, right?
Yeah.
They
right
say merchandise, the whole thing.
They do.
It's fucking crazy.
And if you go to a college in America, you'll align with the college forever because you're part of the colors. You got the jacket with the letter on the jacket. For your life, you're like a alumni. I think, but that in your just. It's a tribe, right? It's tribalism, right? We don't have enough tribalism in this country in sport to fuel sport.
That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Bring it back. I'm trying. Fuck all you other gyms. We're gonna kill you.
So what's up with the New Zealand boxing?
I don't know. New Zealand amateur boxing's political, and I don't know. I've always struggled to get along with them. Well, they've struggled to get along with me.
How are they run?
They've got a board and they run it. They've got a whole lot of wise guys that think they know best. I mean, I don't get it, man. We're kicking ass. We're the best fighters in the country, hands down by miles, and we don't get a say. I said, if my guys go to the Olympics, can I coach them? No.
Oh, really?
No, it's just fucked. So I always say peach boxing's a country, and I found in life if you wait for other people, you're going to be waiting and arguing, so I just forget them and do my own road. And it's working.
Because I feel like some of the issues you bring up in terms of like helping New Zealand fighters in general, like, and helping the sport of boxing in this country, like these are the guys that should be in the forefront of trying to do something about it.
Yeah, but they'll never put us they'll never admit that we're kicking ass in their bums. They've got nothing, and it pisses me off, man. To be honest, and they've been in their roles for years, and New Zealand boxing's not going anywhere amateur wise with that. It's crap, and I don't know. I'm not going to sit there and try and fight to help them. And, I've got to the point where, fuck yous, I ain't helping your shit, man. We're going to kick ass and you can watch us and you can hate us as much as you want. So give a fuck.
Make up your own governing body, eh? The governing body of peach boxing.
Them, man. I went through a stage that I was banging heads with them and that, and that's not healthy, man. I'm hating the sport, it's all negative shit. So now I'm like, fuck yous. Do my own shit and whatever.
I've heard some of the stories of other sports, like New Zealand basketball. They're not really good with what they're doing with their sport.
I think it's probably quite common as sport administrators and that they get stuck in their ways and it doesn't help. I think
they're pretty conservative, eh? Pretty conservative, and
they don't
that's a power
they
thing.
don't want the new, do they?
Isn't it a power thing for them?
Yeah.
They just don't want to lose their positions, and it's like a power thing. They want to
They don't like change.
Mm.
Change is healthy. You got to change to get better.
You got to change with the times too.
That's it, bro.
Yeah.
You know, you can just, I love the old school approach to stuff. I do, but there's certain things you have to do to keep up.
Mm.
I hate science. That's why I fucking hate science. All this fucking, honestly, man. I went for a little stage trying to look at it's just crap. Like all these fucking testers all over you. And I went into this, I went into this, like, what do you call it? Like a lab. So they're like a fitness testing lab. And they chuck my 3 best fighters on like a assault bike or whatever. And they've got fucking, I don't even know what they're doing. They're sticking shit all over them, right?
Like Drago on Rocky 4.
Yeah, well, that's so you're telling you how your standards are going up and down and all that shit. And then they did all these tests, and I said, "Can I ask you a question before I start? Can I tell you how it's going to go?" And I was like, "I bet you he's and the things come out. I was exactly right.
Oh, really?
How'd you get that? Oh, because I fucking see them every day. Like, you don't need fucking tubes to say that's how. Like, it's not rocket science. It's probably like fucking 100 grand's worth of equipment sitting there. Like, you guys are." But there's so much sports, that's what they do. Yeah. And then they have these stupid fucking, what do you call those things? Everyone uses, does your heart monitor and all that shit. They got watches now to fucking do that shit. Yeah. So they're crap too. And they say, yeah, well, if your heart rate is blah, 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 maybe you shouldn't train that down. Like, what if your heart rate's like that on fucking fight day? And you look at your thing and you go, oh, I shouldn't fight today. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Get the fuck out of here. Throw that in the bin. There's certain things I think are just so stupid.
Yeah.
Mentally bad.
Well, that's what the way the world's going to, if we're talking about change, because AI, that's kind of like the AI stuff happening.
But a lot of it goes and it changes back, you know what I mean? You always go through a phase like, you've got to be doing this. Oh, don't do that anymore. That was terrible. Like, I don't know. Stick to your ways and live and die by it. Yeah.
So, through your whole career, like, what's the biggest change been in the sport that you've seen, like from when you started until now, like now that you're training these fighters and the the industry and all that?
For me, I mean, I don't know. It's the industry I'm in now. I've never been in before, so I don't really know. In that sense, I think what I'm realizing is how hard the sport is, in the top level, and what these guys have to go through and stuff, and it's pretty brutal. And I think it's pretty mean, really, that people poke so much shit at top fighters, and they get so much criticism, and so hard for a boxer. Like, you lose a fight, it's like the end of the world, like we've spoken about, and there's just so much criticism there, and it's such a, I don't know. I mean, look at David for an example. Like 2 months ago, he's on top of the world, fighting for a world title, like everyone's dream, and now he's just been discharged from a hospital. He can barely talk, he can't walk. Like, that's pretty real, and I think, for me, this sport's so real, and so many people don't take it. It really pisses me off when people don't take it seriously, and they just do some of that corporate shit they put on, and guys are just almost making a mockery of the sport. They don't know how serious the sport is, and people can get really hurt. And I think people are, if they keep doing the corporate stuff like they are, I think people will get hurt. It comes in waves, and I think if you're not ready to fight, you're going to get hurt, or someone's going to get killed soon, I think, to be honest. Yeah. If guys like David can get hurt, people that don't train properly will definitely get hurt. Yeah. But I think that's a big thing. I think people need to respect what people do regarding the fight game. That's MMA, that's boxing, that's whatever. Like, at the top level, they put their heart and soul and their lives on the line. Like, yeah. So people need to realise that, and people don't. People just think it's fucking a computer game or something. But legitimately, they've got kids and shit, and there's a good chance they don't come home, or, and that's the truth about it. I think that was quite eye-opening to us, and seeing what's happening to David. I mean, if you saw him, it's fucking terrible. So I think it's a good wake-up call for people to say this sport is fucking real. Yeah.
Especially those corporate guys that, just do it for the money, and they don't, you're right, man, like, they might not understand the things the fighter has to go through to get up to that spot, But in saying that, like, do you think that to be at the top of your game, like, for these fighters that you train, it is a full-time thing, eh? Like, it is a full-time thing. You can't
No,
You gotta be like how what's the like sort of routine to train every day?
everyone's got their own sort of way of doing it, but the way I do it is most of them train once a day. Sometimes we train twice, but most of them are doing once a day, and we do about an hour and a half, and it's fucking hard. And we get everything done in that time. I've gone through the stages of trying to. I hate guys getting up in the morning going for an early run, because the time I get them later on in the day when I need my work done, they're fucking not up to it. No, it's not. The quality's not there. I'd rather do it all in one, and they can run at the end of their training. So you know what I'm saying. So if they train hard in the morning, you're not going to train hard again at night. You've taken that edge off. So I like them to train once a day, and I mean, so far so good. We've been successful doing that. Some of them do a little bit of extras in the morning. That's fine, but it's every day except for Sunday. And yeah, it's just an all year round thing. To have a day off is a big deal for them. Really, they're like, "You're really giving us a day off." It needs to be like that.
I know everyone is different, but is it better to train in the morning or at night, or just a
I don't know. We train because it's convenient, which is about 5 o'clock at night. We train every day. Yeah. So I mean, so people are all different. Some people get real like fights coming up. We're going to be fighting at 10 o'clock at night. We're going to do our every all that shit. But I don't. I'm like, it's convenient at 5. We're training at 5. Too bad your fight's at 10. Tough enough. I mean, that's what it is. Yeah, fuck. You can't be too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to be professional, but at the same time, we try. I don't know. As professional as we try and be, we're unprofessional probably in a lot of ways as well.
Yeah. Wow. So man, shucks. You got anything to say?
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. It's been good being on, man.
Yeah, man. No, it's good. It's good because to tell the truth, I'm not really familiar with. I don't really follow boxing as much, so it's good to get insight of what goes on in beach boxing and what the landscape in New Zealand, the professional boxing in New Zealand is like. And it looks
professional
like
boxing's that like the problem we got with boxing as well now is COVID fucked a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's real thin.
How was during those 2 years of COVID? Because obviously we couldn't leave the country. And
yeah, it was hard. I put on some events here. We did a couple of events of 100 people, and I was financially shit. But we kind of some of the top guys like David, for example, was fucked because there's no fights. The average guy was okay, but then a lot of people quit boxing because they couldn't go to gyms. So you had this like middle layer of say pro boxing that's disappeared because they're like, well, what the fuck are we? Yeah, they couldn't go to the gym anymore. The top guys stuck at it because they had a vision. The guys that didn't have a vision gave up. So suddenly now we're real thin. So COVID fucked a lot of stuff. So it'll take a little bit of time to rebuild that.
Right. Did any of those guys come back? The guys that...
Oh, I'm just talking all over New Zealand.
In general?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, COVID fucked a lot of stuff. It feels like it was ages ago, COVID now. Wasn't that long ago,
Because you guys are back into it.
Yeah.
Who's one of the other gyms in New Zealand that are... Because I know you guys are probably the best. Number one, eh? You guys number one.
Yeah, we should be number one.
Who's number two?
I don't know. I actually don't know. There's not a lot of pros now, eh? There's no really gym that stands out with a lot of pros. I mean, CKB have got Junior and Hemi, so I suppose probably them. With radio fighters. Yeah.
I haven't heard of them. I heard they went... Hemi, he fought in Dubai, I think.
Yeah.
Before COVID.
Hemi fought... He lost his last one in Australia. There's fights here for them. Start listening. We got to fight. Kiki wants to fight both of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hard out.
Then you got the other guy in South Auckland. I forgot his name. He fought. He lost to Joseph Parker.
Junior. Junior.
Junior Fa. Yeah. Junior Fa. Yeah.
Junior's a good guy. Yeah. Nice guy.
He's a nice guy. I see his social media stuff, his skits and all that.
Yeah.
They're pretty funny.
Junior's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, you have those guys. You got Junior and Hemi. That's probably it, eh?
Yeah. Who else you got?
Did everyone in your gym?
Building the gym. Building the stable. Fuck everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Isaac, sweet, man.
Cool, bro.
Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Anytime, man. Thank you. Cheers.
All right.